It is cold in here. So I'm at the Cafe 1870. You won't be able to see me because it's really cold right now. It's like crazy cold. Oh, that's not minus 15, guys. That's like minus 40 something. Oh my god. What a great night. If I'm a little bit chattery there, it's because I'm freezing. I'm just letting this thing started up all right, so that's good. Yeah, you can tell that engine's cold. My engine light's flashing like crazy. Oh, God, that's cold. Cold. It's like the car is not covered in snow. It's literally covered in frost. Oh. Okay, so we had a ukulele and a double bass on the stage tonight. Really cool. I went up, I did okay tonight. It was a good, definitely a good night. I'm freezing. That's like, not that I'm worried about this thing stalling or anything like that, but my drink is frozen. It is completely frozen. I just want the engine temp to come up a little bit. Oh, my water's frozen too. Right here. Can't even get the lid off. That's crazy. I'll have to wait for it to. You know, I'll stay here for like 5 minutes or so just to get everything with gloves on. It was a crazy night. Still people in there, but they're all done playing. So. Well, I guess I'll have to go with that. Wish this thing actually had a backup light. I'd like to stay later, but it's like there's but the problem is if you stay later, it's like parking lot's full of jumper cable possibilities right now. Past 12 o'clock anyway, so it's probably past 1. I'll get this thing rolling, get her home. Man, that is cool. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you guys don't know, you know, like I haven't had this vehicle long enough to know what kind of starting I'm going to get in the wintertime. It was a good night, very good night, some really great talent tonight. But I got some bad news. I was talking to Claire tonight, but then I told her, I said, look, I got some of your stuff coming out. Hang on, potholes. When they fixed the street here, they even put back the potholes. Imagine that, eh? But anyway, and I was like, yeah, I got it. I said, we'll be coming down on the 7th. She goes, I don't know. I said, I just test stuff here. I don't really want to put it out. And she goes, if you have to go ahead, but I prefer you didn't. So unfortunately, guys, you're not going to be able to hear her play. And it's like, oh, she's so good. She was playing tonight. So I'll keep it maybe a little bit later on. She'll, you know, maybe if I can sweet talk her or whatever, to get her to let me to showcase some of her stuff, because it's so good, you know. That's funny, you know, not everybody wants to be filmed, you know, and I can respect that. I mean, that's okay. That's, you know, I'll respect that. But it's too bad because the songs are so good. But that said, tonight we had a double bass and a ukulele on the stage. I guess it was a husband and wife act or whatever. And they just do it for fun. This guy is very talented. He plays guitar, harmonica. He plays a wicked harmonica. Sings great. You know, it's just really good stuff, you know. And what else can I say? It's just wickedly awesome night, you know. I got up. I kind of goofed around a little bit because tonight was about love. It was all about love. So I sang these love songs, although they were like Drops to Jupiter from Train. So I actually did what I rehearsed, and then I did I did Rick Springfield song. It went over okay. I mean, it all went over okay. And then I did the Last Kiss song. I think that one went over the best. But, it was definitely a change from Claire, who played just before me, who was really bluesy and doing some slide guitar stuff. Again, I can't show you guys. She doesn't want me to show you guys. So it's like, I'll have to work on her. But I'll keep it on file just in case she ever changes her mind. But again, I'll respect it, you know. It's too bad because like, there was some pretty cool talent tonight. The guy that normally brings out, call him Purple. His name is Craig. He's the guy that brings out the kind of, we'll call it the sci-fi sets where last time he had a projector on stage. He's got this kind of tin can guitar. He's had it for years. I think he had it built or whatever. He takes it all over the place. It's, he plays, it sounds very sitarish or whatever. Very cool instrument. But he also, tonight he had a beautiful sounding 12 string. Mind you, he removes the second string on the low E because he likes to do drop tuning. He had it the 12 string in a drop D, and it really kicked ass. It sounded so good. I think it's the best sounding guitar I've heard on that stage, but it's the 12 string. It was a Godwin guitar, one of the spin-offs from the Godwin company, sorry. Godwin, which is a Canadian company. They make guitars, and they make good guitars. They make expensive guitars. So I don't know what this thing was worth, but it had a nice warm. It was walnut back front on it, mahogany front on it. So nice, dark sounding, rich sounding guitar. Just beautiful. And yeah, there it was. He was on stage with it, and doing some really cool original tunes. And the guy can shred pretty good. Like I've only ever heard him with the backpacker guitar that he has, and he seems to only work in drop tunings. He doesn't seem to work in standard tuning. Yeah, there was some great talent there. More people showed up than I thought. It wasn't like last weekend where it was completely dead in there. But it's, again, you never know what you're going to get, right? So I used the house guitar, which was Claire's guitar, which I thought was a really expensive guitar. She said, no, I only paid $400 for it. I'm like, really? And she had newer strings than mine, so it actually played quite well. I was like, oh, well, this thing sounds really good. You know, and it's like, it functions pretty good, too. I was like, no, it's just a cheapie. I was like, oh, okay. She said, I don't bring up the expensive guitars anymore. and I get that, like, it's like I say, like, you know, like, you buy these really expensive guitars and you really don't want to bring them out on a jam. Like the $400 guitars, like it seems like the $400 guitar is the magic guitar where it plays well enough that, okay, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done, sounds good enough. And if you do lose it or something happens to it, you're not completely destroyed, you know what I mean? Shut that off a little bit of heat coming in. Yeah, there we go. I take my gloves off now. I don't think my drinks are going to be thawed out by the time I get home. But like that got pretty. It was pretty cold in here. Right alongside the river too. So, but there was a couple of normal acoustic guitar guys that were here, and they did very well. One guy got up and sang. There was the host got up. He played harmonica along with it. I'm gonna have to get one of those neck harmonica things. It just fills in so nice. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. But what I really like, what's this? I don't know if that's an ambulance or if that's what's he doing? Highway guy? Not a truck. A highway guy, a tractor trailer, and everybody's got their high beams on. Oh, it's a tractor trailer. Low beams on any time now, buddy. Yeah. More truckers out here. Crazy truckers out here. Get myself something. I think think that windshield's warm enough. It's time to warm myself up. It's friggin' freezing. Yeah, I'm just taking it easy going home. Very cold out. Probably in the minus 20s right now. Roads are dry, that's good. Yeah, there was about 6 or 7 people playing. Well, 8 people maybe. Well, the host went up twice, him and his wife. You're gonna love that stuff coming out like that. That's really good. You know, that's really good. I got a sweet talk Claire to see if I can get her to let me put the stuff up. But if she doesn't, you know, like again, if she doesn't want that, you know, like it's good enough. Like I think if she heard it, she'd understand. No, that's good enough. But then again, musicians can be funny that way too. You know, it's like no, I want perfection on stage. You know, so it's like, yeah, if it's not 100% in their control, then they might not like it. You know what I mean? Maybe if I could send her the video privately, let her screen it, and then say, okay, do you want it up? Yes, no, and then the answer's no. Because to me, I think that would help. You know what I mean? It would definitely help. No doubt about that. Okay, my windshield is fogging up again. It's hard to get heat and you know, the only thing about this, I keep bitching about it, but the climate control buttons don't light up on this at night. Like you can't see them, so it's like you got to kind of guess where everything is. But I mean, this is 1999 technology too, right? Yeah. So okay, I can at least open the top. Not ice in there. Good night, very good night, lots of fun. I think I sounded okay. Mike was at an oddball angle, but you know, you got to work with whatever you got, right? And I think I got the audience going pretty good. It was lively enough, but yet I was able to strangely get away with doing what I did, you know. Like so. But yeah, it was enjoyed. So the talent is just so good. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's the next week's going to be hold, but should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I can't believe there was a double bass in there. Like that was the lady was telling me, she goes, there's 3 or 4 other ladies that bring out the double bass once in a while. And I'm like, that's, you know, not a cheap instrument. Definitely something that, you know, you don't want to bring an instrument like that out like this kind of weather at all. Like, but you know, because those things, if they come apart at the seams a little bit, they're kind of expensive to fix if you don't know how to fix them yourself, right? Yeah, so here's what it was. But the ukulele and the double bass, what a dynamic. What a dynamic. And the host, he was telling me, like, he goes, I get blown away some of the tunes that we do with it. It just fills in, like the double bass is weird. It's like you don't really hear it, you feel it, right? So it just fills in so nice. It's like elephant talking, you know, like where an elephant, you know, just this murmur that comes out. But the double bass is so smooth, like, you know, I hate to use the term, but he used it too. Like, you know, it's just like butter, you know what I mean? Like it's so smooth. And I like that, you know, like it's something different. I asked the lady if she ever used the bow on it, you know, because I want to hear the room shake, you know what I mean? From this double bass, I think it'd be very, very cool. Yeah, it's like, she's like, no, she's like, you should leave the bow at home. She goes, that's a whole different animal altogether, right? And I can respect that. I mean, that's definitely something that, you know, if you're not confident on the bow, or comfortable with the bow, maybe not confident, I'm pretty sure this lady would be able to, you know, use the bow fine on the double bass. But if you're not comfortable with it, live, it would be tricky to pull off. You know what I mean? But I just would want to hear what, you know, the full resonation of the double bass. A lot of people don't use the bow on them. Some do. But I gotta say though, like the lady was singing harmonies while playing the double bass, like great talent, you know what I mean? And then a couple of the lady there that plays the violin, she hasn't brought out her violin in a while. But probably the same thing, you know, like this kind of weather wants to bring out their expensive. I mean, her violin is over 100 years old, so you know, I brought mine out. I mean, how often will I bring mine out? What's with these trucks tonight? Oh, the trucks got their got the what you call it, the yellow flashers on there. I guess it was a black ice or whatever. So, I didn't want to leave early, but well, it's not really early, but you know, it's like, okay, well, I better. You know, I figured while there was like still like 20 cars in the parking lot, it's like, well, I'm gonna see if this thing starts. And as soon as it starts, it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll let it warm up and go back in. But I'm like, nah, you know, I'm done for the night. So, but it's weird. I feel like I'm forgetting something because, like, the instrument, I didn't bring out an instrument tonight. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, okay. I didn't leave my electronics in the CRV here because I was just like, man, that thing freezes. Both my drinks are froze right now. I can't open. I can only open one. But yeah, really nice night. Really nice night. I can't wait to hear how it came out. That last song or second last song they did, whatever it was. There's the two people sitting on the floor singing the harmonies. Fantastic. Like it's like, oh yeah, like the reason why the mic was down there so low was that when Claire was playing, she was doing some foot stomping. She normally has like it's like a board that when you stomp your foot on, it sounds like a kick drum, right? And so she was trying to see if she could get away with it. It didn't quite work, but because she couldn't get it out, she would have. I told her she would have to wear heavier boots or something, you know. Side of the road there. But yeah, it definitely yeah. So it sounded good. But they sat on the floor drinking their beer and singing harmonies. And I gotta say, like that kind of I love that kind of vocal work. On the last Kiss song, I did like well, I didn't really do like octaves, but I did how would I say it? Modes? No. Like it's, I was still in the same key, but just doing a louder version of the same key, so it sounds like I was going into different harmonies or whatever. And I did three harmonies on the end here. That seemed to go okay. Then I took it into like ridiculous train wreck stuff. I just don't know when to quit. You know what I mean? Because I have so much fun doing it. But it sounded like it sounded good, so. Oh, looks like a day maker coming around the corner here. Please don't mind me. Oh man. This guy put on the low beams and is still way too bright. These big truckers, man. They got these day makers on. You can see them coming for about 2 miles ahead of you. It's like, yeah. But yeah, it was a really good night. Really good night. Very good crowd. Good, just a good vibe night. It was just a lot of fun. The dynamic between the couple singing the songs were fun. You know, like, well, not all the songs were funny, but like their dynamic was good. It's like you know, cracking jokes between the double bass and the ukulele. I gotta pick up one of those ukulele guys. I priced them out. They start out at about $50. That's for like a dirt cheap one that's junk, right? I mean, you used to be able to get them for like $10. You know? I'm like, okay, well, as soon as I get an extra $50, maybe. But I mean, those are like the plastic ones that don't really sound like anything. The ukulele he has, it's a good sounding ukulele. It's probably a couple $100. You can tell it's made out of like probably Pico wood, stuff like that. Real nice tone to it. But this guy really rocks that thing pretty good. Makes me think of that musician from Hawaii there, Miney. I don't know how old she'd be now. She's probably in her 20s now, but I remember the first time I heard her playing on YouTube, and it was just like, wow, this girl really shreds on that thing. And ukuleles have really, the ukulele YouTube community seems to be a thing, right? But I gotta say that it was like tomorrow when I upload, I gotta get my laptop clear because I'm getting such a backlog of music that I got to you know, clear my hard drive, because if I don't, I'm gonna run out of space pretty soon. Out of 600 gigs, I'm back down to 40 gigs left, but it's like I typically one night will film about 20 gigs out of the 60 on the GoPro, which the GoPro seems to do okay. Like it really does, unless the sound is really phenomenal. adjusted, it does seem to do okay. Now, where I put the camera makes the big difference. I think I'm getting better with where I put the camera. And the stage lighting is not always the best, but you know, it really does depend on a few things. But they're getting better with the stage lighting anyway. It's cool to have a dark stage, but it's you know, it doesn't do you any favors with the recording. You know what I mean? So it is what it is that way. But what I can say though is, it does, for what it is, it does do pretty well. If I'm ever able to afford better mics, like again, you guys will never hear what I hear or what the audience hears. You'll never hear that dynamic. Now tonight you might hear a triangle in the background pretty much the entire night. One of the guys that went up and played, he bought a triangle, but not a regular triangle. This one you just flick it back and forth. It's in like a plastic casing. It sounded okay, but it gets a little bit. It was like on every song. So if you hear it on every song, that's what it is. That ding 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 ding. That's what you're hearing. Is that? But he also had the caracas, whatever the little salt shaker things. Yeah, so he had those things. One guy was getting it going pretty good. It sounded like, you know, he had the. It almost sounded like a snare in a hi-hat. Like he was getting it going pretty good there, but then he dropped it. he dropped the beat. He literally dropped the beat. The beat was no more after he dropped it. He dropped that rocker or something. But he had one rocker in the hand, the other beat. It was like, okay, that kind of sounds cool. It almost had a you know, hi-hat snare kind of, you know, like when the jazz wisp drumsticks there. It looks like a barbecue brush, the little wisp. It sounded like a cross between that and a like I say, the hi-hat. So there was a bit of percussions in the audience. There was a little bit of singing along in the audience. I don't know if I had any sing-alongs with my stuff. I couldn't really hear the audience anyway. I think I heard a little bit, but you know, I was more concentrating on just getting the song out there good, you know what I mean? Oh, slow her down, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Daymakers. Oh, they hauling tonight, man. That's like the 15th truck that went by. They're really hauling tonight. Must be, it's weird this time of year is where they race to get everything out of the bush before the spring, right? Then they start hauling again. Well, they haul, the trucks haul all year round, but the bush trucks, they try to get everything done before the snow gets too bad, because then they get stuck back in the bush. Right, so, some stars out tonight. Really good night, really good night. I didn't bring out any instruments, but the instruments were provided for. Were more than good. That's probably you're playing other people's guitars. You really don't know, you know, the condition of the guitar, right? But the nice thing is that the musicians that they usually get the host are professional enough that they usually bring out a pretty good jam-like guitar. Like this one was, it wasn't a Taylor. It looked like a Taylor, but it wasn't a Taylor. Oh, ice. My drink is very icy. But it might be a house guitar, to be honest with you. But it sounded like it was her guitar. So maybe, I don't know where the normal host is, Greg. Maybe he's in Australia right now. He is Australian, so maybe he goes home for you know, a month or two around Christmas. Has all these people covered in for him, you know. But that was good. So there was no drums there tonight. I thought there was going to be an electric guitar up there tonight, but it didn't seem to happen. A guy came in and he had an instrument with him, but it seems like sometimes people come out, but they just, oh no, I'm just going to sit in the audience. You know what I mean? I was going to go up, nah, maybe not. The guy that jumped on the drums there last week with us, he didn't, he said, I was too tired, just going to sit in the audience tonight. But he didn't stay up too late, but you get that time. You know, sometimes people just want to sit and listen. I'm like okay with that, like, but you know, I go there to get up on stage, you know. So it's kind of like, stuff like that. But again, just try to, work the audience a bit. And they seem to like it. Sometimes when you build up a little bit of a story before your song goes off a little bit better. I don't know why that is, but, well, I know why that is. It's because you're working, you're catching the attention of your audience, by talking to them. Another truck with the light flashers on. Yeah, logging trucks. I guess it must be a regulation for the logging trucks to have because you don't see the guys with the 53 footers with their lights on. Like basically the yellow, siren type, not siren, but the yellow beacon lights here. They got two of them on. Just the logging trucks. Interesting, I tell you. I guess I take my tooth off here. At least the heater in this thing isn't too bad. Mind you, it's only minus 20, but I was sitting there for a good 5 minutes or 10 minutes there to let this thing warm up. I try to eco-drive this thing as much as possible, to see how much further I can get out of it. I don't know, I'm sure at some point there, if it's a snowstorm or something like that, no, I'm not going to risk my life for a jam light. But I'll do as many jam lights as I can, and I'll go from there, right? Yeah, it was really, I really enjoyed that double bass ukulele thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was fun. It was really fun. But the talent, it's the talent that gets you, right? So, yeah, Ken was out tonight, the old guy. He got up. He was a little bit grumpy. He's an 80-year-old man. 80-year-old men tend to get a little bit grumpy if things aren't right on time. You know what I mean? They tend to like their porridge just right. We'll just say that's all. They were a little bit slow getting things going. They started around 9:30. I guess because there wasn't a lot of names on the list. So, okay, well, we'll go on a bit. And remember, this is all for fun, right? So Claire worked the soundboard, and the other guy, I can't think of his name, was the host. Him and his wife were the hosts, and whatever. But rather than having the host play and then get Ken to go up, they got Ken to go up first. And he was kind of a little bit grim tonight, but telling, being 100 years after World War I, so he talked about one of his relatives that was killed 30 days literally 30 days before the end of World War I, and yeah, he didn't make it. So he told a poem about that. He told another poem about I saw eyes. Don't you be on the road tonight. Don't you be on that road tonight, little buddy hoppers. Yeah, so it's like he told that story, then he told, what was the other story was about, told a story about photographs, told stories about Elvis, the tragic fall of Elvis, and then, it doesn't tell who it is until the end of the poem, kind of like, the drugs and the addiction and stuff like that. And then he told a story about hunting. And it was all kind of bloody at the end of the night, but it was good, though. It wasn't over the top or anything. But he's like, I'll try to cheer it up, a bit more, but it was like, he wasn't in a cheery mood tonight, but it was good poems. They were good poems. A little dark. He doesn't write them. It was a cowboy from the 1920s, 1930s that wrote them and gave him the poetry book. Or signed the book that he has. And he just goes up, he opens the book, and whatever's there, he kind of reads it off. It kind of comes out however it comes out, but he usually does like 2 or 3 poems. It's pretty good. But he got his deer this year. I didn't get none. I didn't go anyways. But, so yeah, so, you just get a little bit of everything in there, like 18 to 80, you know what I mean? What else was there tonight? That lady Isabel, she showed up. She sang another Chilean song. She's really good. Her style is really good. And then she did a couple of, I think she did like a Motown song or whatever. She's very good, very, very talented. Great voice. Blows me away. These little steam geysers coming coming up from here. I don't know, that's about it. It's like you're driving along and all of a sudden, like it's clear as anything out there, and all of a sudden, there's no manholes or nothing. You're like, where's that steam coming up? It's not like a volcanic geyser coming up or something. That was solid. But anyway, yeah. So that was kind of the night. I don't really have a lot to say about today. It was so enjoyable. You know, mingling with people, talking to people. Everybody's already kind of complaining about the cold. Not much we're going to be able to do about it, but it is what it is. And yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, very good night. Definitely no stage gremlins tonight. Nobody's guitar shorted out. Everybody was in tune. So I'm going to talk about different tunings tonight. That Craig guy, the guy that they call Purple. He again had that 12 string. I thought that was the nicest guitar I've heard in there so far. But it's pretty hard to beat a 12 string. It wasn't a jumbo body. It was what you'd call like the Californian style, or like what I got made. It's a mid projection body where it has more of a mid range in it. But this thing just sounded really good. And he basically he did draw open D, you know. So the E string was brought down. Both E strings were brought down, and he was shredding in that. And he was playing. Well, you'll see it on the channel. Like, it comes out really good. Then Claire was playing in a different tuning as well. She did a drop tuning with for slide guitar, so she did an open E, I believe. It sounded like an open E anyway. And then right after her was me, and she brought her guitar right back up the pitch for me. Isabel went up, and when she went up the guitar, she was going to tune it into something else, but then she went back to standard tuning. But with somebody else's guitar, I prefer they tune their guitar. Not that I don't know how to tune a guitar on a tuner or like that. It's just you don't want to break anything. You don't want to be the guy that's tuning somebody else's guitar and that's when the string goes. That said, I was playing and I was telling her, oh wow, this thing plays pretty good. You got, it's not like my guitar with the, it's just like solid cables on mine. The strings are like over a year old. No, they've been on there forever, I guess. But there's still life left in that. That guitar sounded really good. I'm gonna have to see what it was because I would pay $400 for it. I'm like, oh, that's a really good sounding guitar for $400. But the action was good on it. I didn't go too high up the neck, but I was able to do playing the 7th fret with, and the action was good. Like, the action was really good. And that's, guys, I keep harping on that. When you buy an acoustic guitar, make sure you get it set up right from the get-go. Because that really, really does make a big difference on how you play live. Now, the problem is all these jam night guitars that they bring out, like the Taylor and whatever this thing was, for some reason, everybody buys those guitars with the fingerboards with no dot markers on the fingerboard. And it can kind of mess you up a little bit. I've never owned one of those. I remember one guitar I had years ago. I took a magic marker and I blacked out the dots on it. And it takes a while to get used to that. So I was like, okay, hopefully I can find my positioning. But most of the songs I played were in the first, well, actually two of the songs, this is gonna be funny, but if you can learn the Jesse Scroll, Rick Springfield song, you can learn the Last Kiss song. If you learn the Last Kiss song, that chord progression, there's literally 1,000 songs with that chord progression. It's just played in different tempos. So tonight, technically I played the same song over with two different tempos, right? But it was basically the same chord progression. Now the Rick Springfield song does a couple of things a little bit differently in there, but the main line of it is pretty much the same. It's just you play bar chords and you play the natural chord, right? And yeah, so it's kind of like one of those things, which is really cool anyway. So I'm like, tonight I wanted to raunch it up a little bit. Again, Claire was really raunchy with what she was playing, so I was like, okay, well, maybe 3 ballads might not come off, but I don't know if you can call the Rick Springfield song a ballad song. Jesse's Girl, it's kind of a bit of a rockin' song, you know. But the thing about it is that it was the songs were lively enough. Even the Drops of Jupiter was lively enough that it was a good kind of follow up to what was before it. So it wasn't too soft. But that's why, like I say, don't be afraid to play. Practice about 9 songs so you can gear the night up or gear it down. So I think I kept it going to the same kind of theme. So I wasn't so raunchy that when the couple went back on stage after me that they were going to be, because they took it down a notch, you know, mind you, in a good way. Like, it was really good, you know. But the thing is that I didn't bring it up so hype, then you know it's too much of a drop, right? So yeah, it's pretty good. But tonight I thought something I was talking about in my last videos, if somebody plays the song you practiced, and he started playing the chord progression for Last Kiss, I was like, oh, I wonder if they're going to nail that song right out of the gate, and then I'm going to have to think of something else to play. It's okay, I have lots of backup tunes that I can play. But like I say, if you go to a jam night and somebody plays the song you've been rehearsing all week, play it again. You know, I mean, just, you know, chalk it up to experience. But that's why you should have at least 9 songs, 3 fast songs, 3 slow songs, 3 in between. You know what I mean? And then you can kind of mold the night any way you want, so that you can either keep the hype going, or you can take it down a bit, right? Now, last week I was going to do these 3 songs on my SG3, but it turned out into a jam, which was kind of better for that guitar anyway. When will I bring out my Flying V? Well, tonight before I went out to stoke myself, I was up for the night. I always like to listen to a good rockin' tune before I leave. I listened to Michael Schenker, Into the Arena, and what was the other one? Captain Nemo, I think it's called. They're instrumentals, but Michael Schenker's, he's the brother to Rudolf Schenker, which was the Scorpions guitar player. In fact, Michael Schenker and Rudolf Schenker were the first 2 original guitar players in the Scorpions. I think they started, but Michael Schenker, for some reason, either went off on a solo career or got kicked out of the Scorpions, and they brought in Matthias Jabs, who I think is an awesome guitar player as well. You know, in the rock and roll stuff, right? I mean, I'm a rock and roll guitar player. I mean, who are we kidding? I do blues stuff from time to time, but it's more like Zeppelin, Cream, you know, that Jimi Hendrix kind of stuff. So it's more like rock than blues, but you know, that kind of thing. But like true blues, no, the other people there do that much better than I do. That's why I like to change it up too, where, you know, like, I gotta admit, I was a little intimidated after listening to Claire tonight, because she just rocked it so well. But it's like, well, I don't play that style, so you know, like, I mean, she plays so well. I wish you know, I'm gonna have to sweet talk her, see if I can get her to, you know, maybe if I could send her the videos or something like that, and say, okay, here, what do you think of this? You know, like, this is what you sound like from a GoPro. Is that acceptable for you? And if it is, I mean, guys, like, again, fantastic vocals, fantastic playing ability. You know, I think that stuff should be shared myself, but again, I'll respect it, you know. And then maybe someday you'll get to because that song she did last week was really, really, really good. You know, she kind of wrote it on the, maybe not on the spot, but that day or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, she goes, oh, no, I'm still working on it. I don't really want, it's too soon. I don't want to bring it out yet. So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. You know, like, that's okay. But it was really good. Like, I mean, if you want to call that the debut, it was a pretty good debut. But, you know, like everything. See, I'm a different type of person when it comes to stuff that... when it comes to music stuff, like, I'll release raw... I'm kind of like The Cult. You ever listen to the band The Cult? These guys will release anything in 10 versions of it. There's probably 100 versions of Sanctuary. And it's like, okay, well, which one goes on the album? I know, we'll float them all out there, see what people like the most, right? And I'm kind of like that where, you know, like, if it's good, it's good. If it's not the greatest, I'll still put it out there. I don't know, but some musicians are not like that. I remember this guy I used to jam with. He was a pretty good singer. He was the second guy that was a real Freddie Mercury freak that I jammed with. The first guy, he was a bit of a... We only jammed with him, I think, once or twice, and then he was a little too insulting to be jamming with. It's like he was his head wouldn't fit through the door. You know what I mean? Like, he was good, but you know, like again, yeah, you want perfection. Okay, guys, let's tighten this up. Let's do this. Let's do that. That's fine. You work at it, but there's a right way to go about that and the wrong way, right? And he definitely had the wrong way. So we weren't in a band with him for too long. Too bad. He was a great musician, but the other guy, he was a huge Freddie Mercury fan, but he just didn't want to ever get out in front of people. And it wasn't that he was shy. It was like we'd have like host these parties or whatever. Well, not me myself, but a bunch of these other guys that I knew. They would have like, you know, one place there was 5,000 people. Like they rented a hall, Britannia Gardens. We got 5,000 people in there. Believe it or not, that was something else. That was something else. I never seen a crowd that big. It was like, it was all like a whole day of bands, like 24 hours of bands. And yeah, like he did a kick-ass job organizing that thing. And he'd play places like that because there was people there he knew or whatever. But he never wanted to go to the bars or anything. Oh no, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. And I'm like, well, at some point you just got to get out there. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, when you're doing covers, it's a different thing. But I am going to have to start bringing out some originals. But one of those things like, yeah, floating the ideas, going out there and floating ideas, yeah, that's something that I can definitely relate to because that's one of the main things you use a jam night for, right? Is to see what takes, what doesn't take. So if you see a musician that you really think is doing a good job, let them know. Let them know for sure because I think it encourages them in the right direction. And, you know, it's like, yeah, if you write your own songs, and that's one of the things I noticed years ago, the guy I was talking to last week, the host last week, Phil, him and I were talking about that. He goes, you know, I go, years ago, like I used to play 4 nights a week, and man, if you brought an original out on stage, you'd almost get fired on the spot. There was bars that didn't really like that at all. So you had to sneak them in there, you know what I mean? And just see how people would respond. You know, you do a bunch of top 40 covers, or what I call top 40 anyway, radio stuff, and I still do radio stuff, right? But you got used to always being told, no, you can't do the original. In some places you can pull it off, but you really had to get the permission first. And he said he had done it one night. He went in some bar, bit of a dive, and he was playing, and a guy got up on stage right in front of him and said, play something we know, blah, 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 and he was telling him off, like, you know, inches from his face. He goes, I was about to deck the guy, you know what I mean? But he goes, well, it's my own song, that's why you don't know it. Well, the bartender actually gave him shit because he was saying, he goes, that guy's paying for you. You know, and that's the way a lot of the bartenders would look at it. The people are not paying for for your stuff. They're paying for the top 40 stuff. We don't want to take it. A lot of it was just they didn't want to risk. Oh, we're an all-original band. Maybe, okay, an all-original band. How great! You bring the guys in and they're a death metal band playing in a country venue or something like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just doesn't. You got a scene from the Blues Brothers going on where they play Rawhide 15 times over. Because that's the only thing. That's the only thing that people in the crowd want to hear. Rawhide, pick them up, kick them down, Rawhide. That's a funny one. That one. Yeah. Hey, where'd you get the new Bluesmobile? I traded it for a microphone. Oh, nice. It's got cop engine, cop shocks, cop suspension, cop windshield, cop siren, cop seats, cop engine. Oh, yeah. Easy, Elroy. Easy, Elroy. But it was good times. Good times. But yeah, it's true. Like, some places are a lot more accepting of it now than what they used to be. And I noticed that trend. I think what it is just everything's been played to death. And because of that, it really does set people into this mindset that we want to hear something new. But it also really does depend on the owner, right? The owner really sets the stage for the stage. They're like, okay, well, this is what we expect. Like one place there where I like to stop with my motorbike, Ladysmith. The guy wants you to play 6 hours for like a couple $100. I'm like, it sounds good, but it really isn't. You know, for somebody who has to travel from out of town, play for 6 hours, that's a lot of playing. Like, I mean, to sing for 6 hours straight, yeah, that's going to do your vocals in, you know what I mean? You know, and sometimes, okay, well, I want you to play like 3 nights for $200, 6 hours a night. You know, or 3 hours in the afternoon, 3 hours in the evening. Well, you know, like, no one's going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's, and then those guys, oh, well, it's too expensive to hire bands, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that guy, but that's what he wanted, like, for there. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's definitely not going to, it's 3 hours is a lot to be played. It is a lot to be played. You got to understand, it's not like a normal job where you just show up and you do your work and you go home. I mean, vocals, like playing guitar is no problem. You can play guitar, you know, with the flu, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You just play, right? You just take yourself some Nyquil, go on stage, and just try not to fall asleep. Okay, fair enough. But when you have to sing and play, I mean, I got a bit of a cold going on now. Not enough to stop me from singing. But if you've got a really bad cold and you're all hoarse and everything like that, man, you cannot sing when you're like in that condition. And that's what makes it tough sometimes when you're gigging, especially in the wintertime. You get sick a lot easier. And if you do, it can be a very bad thing for you. And, you know, you can end up actually getting pneumonia because you're doing a lot of screaming and yelling. So singing when you're sick, not a good idea. Believe it or not, it's not a good idea. And musicians understand that, but non-musicians won't understand. You know, it is something that it does take a lot of effort to do well. Me, I just work on trying to sing in key. You know, if I can pull that off, I'm happy. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was. I knew somebody was going to ask me about the first song. What was that song? The lady on the double bass, she was like, "What was that song?" I know that song. I said it was "Drops of Jupiter" by Train. She goes, "Oh yes, Train. I remember this. It's about 10 years old, or well, maybe more than 10 years old now." I mean, it's kind of funny. When I learned that song, that was a song I brought out because all the other stuff I had was too old. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I love playing the Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. The Eagles and all that, but I've done it to death. Will I bring out Hotel California at some point? Yeah, but I'd like to do that one on stage with a bunch of other guys or girls, doesn't matter, and do a duet on that one. That would be really cool. That would be really, really, really cool to do that. I can do it by myself, but it's like doing Freebird by myself. Yeah, it's entertaining and amusing, and people enjoy it. It's not the same as when you have like a 12-piece band. You know what I mean? And that's a lot better. That said, the song that I want to bring out for for next week. If I, I mean, we're on the weather system there now. So, I mean, if it's supposed to be a little bit warmer next week, I hope so, because I got to oil spray this thing. So it doesn't rot on me. Oh, I can see the northern lights tonight. Yeah, the northern lights are out tonight. Nice. I just said, whoa, better stay on the road. Northern lights nearly made me crash. Yeah, well, that happens. That happens too. As long as you enjoy it, right? Entering my town, almost home, sweet home. But yeah, the song I really wanted, but I got to work on this one. Now, my dad is supposed to be taking the winter off, which is going to make it hard for me to practice. That said, it's kind of one of those things like, yeah, he's got to take the winter off. But the problem is like they still, okay, well, not yet. There's a whole bunch of things you got to get, like one of the guys, Mark, a guy named Mark there, he's always there. He goes, when winter comes along, he says, he goes, for my boys, my boys like, oh yeah, great, we're going to be able to, it's winter time, hey, I can do this, I can do that now. And he goes, for me, he says, the first day of winter is just like, oh my God, I got to get this done, I got to get that done, I said, I know, I got to cover the boat, I got to do this, I got to oil spray the car, I got to sweep the chimney, trust me, I know, I got to get all the wood in. Yeah. Thank God for jam nights, he keeps saying. Remember, it's only like day 2 of winter, so to speak, and it's like, I've already got cabin fever. That's just horrible. And somebody was already here tonight. So, anyway, I guess to wrap up, what was I going to say? The whole thing, like, tonight was really good. I just enjoyed so much. And that's why I like sharing the songs with you. I don't know if people watch everything I got, but it's nice when they do. Again, these are really good musicians. The other thing I'll say is that like I say, if I can get that next song out next week, that one is going to take a lot of practice. And I don't want to bring that one out too early either. What really helped me tonight is, I've been practicing these 3 songs for about 3 weeks, so, and yet I still, miss a chord here and there, and it's just kind of funny, it's like you never have it 100%, but you get pretty close. But if I can get that song that I want to do, the Queen song that I want to do next week, if I could pull that one off, but it's one of those songs that, where do you fit it in, you know what I mean? Like, tonight probably would have been a good night to bring it out, but I don't have it ready yet. And it's something that I want to display vocal work too a bit. Again, I'm not a vocalist, I'm a guitar player. It's interesting when I'm around these people that are really good vocalists. And you can tell they're good vocalists. You listen to them for yourselves. And, they got really good pitch. So I'm trying to up my game too as I do this, right? But if I can get that other song, I'm already trying to think, okay, well, what songs do I want to bring out next week? But I will be using the house guitar. And I have to keep on mind that when you're using the house guitar, I can't shred too much, because if I pop a string off, it really, it's just, I don't want to do that to somebody else's guitar. It's not the end of the world or whatever, but it slows the night down, right? So, especially when there's only one jam night guitar there, so to speak. My guitars, I'm not going to torture them. If it's going to be minus 20, minus 30, I ain't bringing out my guitars until spring, you know what I mean? Unless I'm getting paid. But if I can bring out this next song, I think that's going to do really, really, really well. Yeah, it's kind of like tonight my songs were all about love songs. They're all about love triangles, an intergalactic love song, and the song about a guy who lost his girl and all that. I think people got a kick out of the love story, the over ridiculous. But again, try to make a show out of it too. You got 15 minutes to make a show out of it. You know what I mean? Like that's fun too. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. So it was a great night. Sorry I won't be able to show you all those great videos of everybody, but again, I'll respect that. And, is what it is. So I got to see if I can find a way that, because I don't know her that well either. So I got to appreciate it, and her if she doesn't want to let her songs out too early or whatever, I got to appreciate that too, because maybe she's planning a big debut or something like that, and then, you know, here comes this guy on the internet just, oh, hey, wow, well, no, we saw that song like 3 months ago. You know, it's like, it's not a surprise to anybody. Yeah, I don't want to do that to people either, so. But yeah, hopefully at some point I'll be able to show you. This lady is very, very, very talented. Very, very good player. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Made it home. This is the coldest night this thing has been out. And yeah, so it's like, you know, I left early enough too that there was enough, like I say, enough cars in the parking lot that should I need jumper cables, guys, wintertime, make sure you got blankets and jumper cables and all that stuff in your vehicle, because sometimes you come out, you turn the key and nothing happens, right? I can imagine tonight would have been, especially near the river there, it's twice as damp. I mean, my drinks were frozen. You know, the drinks are frozen, and I was only in the bar for a little while. You know what I mean, like an hour or two. Everything is frozen, so it was cold enough. It was minus 15, must be all day, so it must be about minus 20 something there now. Anyway, I'm gonna get home. So have yourselves a great night. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you lasted this long. I like telling these jam night stories. They're a lot of fun. But yeah, make sure you go watch some of those videos, because it'll be in December. By the time you see this, you'll probably start seeing those other videos anyway. But it'll be in December when you start to see the, you know, the fruits of tonight. Yeah, the ukulele and double bass. Fantastic, fantastic. Loved it. It was great. Everything was great tonight. So anyway, have yourselves a great night. Be true to yourselves. Be true to others. Always do the right thing. Have yourselves a great night, eh?